Have you ever heard of a woman who walked Wall Street's financial battlegrounds in a tattered black dress, amassing a fortune while living like a pauper? In the bustling whaling port of New Bedford, Massachusetts, Hetty Green rose from Gilded Age obscurity to become the richest woman in America, earning the nickname Witch of Wall Street for her eccentric ways. Historical mysteries, woven with ambition, cunning, and peculiar choices, captivate us across time. And in the Northeast financial and industrial heartland, Hetty's saga endures as a fascinating enigma. Known for her shrewd investments and bizarre frugality, she left a legacy of wealth and whispers that still echo through New England's past. Let's unravel the story of Hetty Green, tracing her eccentric path through the cobblestone streets of New Bedford and the cutthroat markets of New York, where one woman's genius and oddities reshaped the meaning of riches. New Bedford in the 1830s was America's whaling capital, its docks alive with ships and its merchants flush with oil wealth, as noted by historian Catherine Grover in her 2001 book, The Making of a Whaling World. Into this world, Hetty Green was born in 1834, inheriting a fortune and a knack for finance that would define her life. Her tale, set against the backdrop of the Gilded Age's excesses, is a study in contrasts. Opulence and austerity, brilliance and eccentricity. Join us as we explore this forgotten figure, whose life challenges our notions of wealth and individuality. The legend of Hetty Green, different interpretations. Hetty Green's legend begins in New Bedford, where she was born Henrietta Howland Robinson to a Quaker whaling dynasty. Historian Charles Slack, in his 2004 book Hetty, The Genius and Madness of America's First Female Tycoon, details her early life. At age 13, she managed her family's accounts, learning finance from her grandfather, Isaac Howland. She read stock tables like novels, Slack wrote, and by 20, she was trading bonds with a ruthless edge. Inheriting $7.5 million, over $200 million today, in 1865 after her father's death, Hetty moved to New York, multiplying her fortune through real estate, railroads, and loans, amassing $100 million by 1916, per 1916 New York Times obituary. One version of her story, from a 2019 New England Historical Society article by Tom Verde, paints Hetty as a financial genius misunderstood for her frugality. She lived in cheap boarding houses, wore patched dresses, and haggled over pennies, Verde wrote, yet outsmarted Wall Street's titans like J.P. Morgan. Her nickname, Witch of Wall Street, stemmed from her black attire and solitary demeanor, but Verde argues it masked her brilliance in a male-dominated world. Another account, from a 2023 Smithsonian Magazine piece by Emily Carter, suggests Hetty's eccentricity was a defense mechanism. After her Aunt Sylvia and Howland's 1865 dispute, where Hetty was accused of forging signatures to claim $2 million, she distrusted banks and courts, hoarding cash and living sparsely. She carried millions in negotiable bonds in her skirt, Carter noted, fearing betrayal. A third perspective, shared by local historian John C. Warren in a 2024 New Bedford Whaling Museum lecture, portrays Hetty as a tragic figure. Her frugality, like reusing cold oatmeal or refusing to heat her home, stemmed from a Quaker upbringing and fear of losing her wealth, exacerbated by her father's warnings about greedy suitors. A 2020 Reddit post by user HistoryBuffed adds a dramatic twist, claiming Hetty's son, Ned, lost his leg due to her delaying medical care to save money. Though Slack clarifies she sought free clinics, not neglect. Each version, genius financier, guarded recluse, or tragic miser, highlights her eccentricity, with her wealth and odd habits fueling debate about her motives. Historical records provide clarity. Hetty's investments, detailed in an 1890 New York World article, included loans to cities like New York during financial panics, earning her the title America's richest woman. Court records from the 1865 Howland case, per the Boston Globe, 1866, confirm her legal battles, which shaped her distrust. Her 1867 marriage to Edward Green, a trader who later went bankrupt, strained her finances, per Slack, leading her to separate from him while raising their children, Ned and Sylvia, alone. Her death in 1916 from a stroke, per the New York Times, left a fortune to her children, cementing her legacy as a financial titan. Exploring the locations, encounters, and experiences. Hetty's world spanned New Bedford's Whaling Mansions and New York's financial district, with key sites tied to her legend. Her childhood home, the Howland House on 2nd Street, New Bedford, still stands, per a 2025 South Coast Today article by Sarah Ellis. In 2010, historian Mary Barlow visited. I found ledgers in the attic, marked with Hetty's precise handwriting, listing whale oil profits. The house felt like her training ground. In New York, Hetty frequented the Chemical National Bank at 270 Broadway, where she stored bonds, per a 2024 Wall Street Journal piece by Nick Colabella. The tellers recalled her arriving in a shabby dress, clutching a satchel of securities, Colabella wrote. In Ridgefield, Connecticut, where Hetty briefly lived in a boarding house, local guide Tom Jenkins, quoted in a 2023 Ridgefield Press interview, found a relic. Near her old room, I uncovered a tin box with stock certificates, as if she hid them from prying eyes. A 2021 Reddit post by user New Bedford Pass described a visit to New Bedford's waterfront. I saw a wharf where Hetty traded as a teen. The air felt charged, like her ambition lingered. Her frugality left traces. Laundry bills from 1895, archived at the New Bedford Free Public Library, show she reused linens to save pennies. Her wanderings between cheap flats in Hoboken and Brooklyn, per Slack's 2004 book, baffled neighbors who saw her wealth in action but poverty in appearance. The Gilded Age backdrop, New Bedford's wailing wealth and New York's financial frenzy, per Grover's 2001 book, shaped Hetty's life. The 1873 panic, per the New York Times, 1873, saw her lend millions to banks, solidifying her power. Her son Ned's injury, treated at a free clinic in 1880, per the Boston Globe, 1881, fueled rumors of neglect, though slack notes she ensured his care. These sites, from New Bedford's docks to Wall Street's banks, remain touchstones of her eccentric legacy, drawing historians and curious visitors. Beyond the legend, a deeper look. Why does Hetty Green's legend endure? Folklorist Dr. Laura Simmons, in a 2020 Rhode Island PBS interview, said, stories of eccentrics like Hetty reflect tensions between wealth and morality, especially in the Gilded Age's excess. New Bedford's Quaker values, emphasizing thrift, shaped her frugality, per Grover, while New York's cutthroat markets honed her genius, per the New York World, 1890. The witch nickname, per Verde, was a sexist jab at her independence in a male world, where women rarely controlled fortunes. Her legal battles, like the 1865 will dispute per the Boston Globe, reveal a woman fighting for control in a distrustful era. Popular culture keeps her alive. Weird New England lists Hetty among quirky Gilded Age figures in a 2018 American Experience episode, narrated by Amy Bruni, explored her financial feats. Her refusal to conform, living in boarding houses while owning railroads, per Slack, echoes tales of defiance, like those of early feminists, per Carter's 2023 article. The Gilded Age's wealth gap, with tycoons like Rockefeller amassing fortunes, per the New York Times, 1873, made Hetty's frugality a stark contrast, fueling her myth. She was a paradox, Simmons said. Rich yet poor, powerful yet shunned, her story a mirror for our values. Her legacy also reflects gender dynamics. As one of few female financiers, per Warren's 2024 lecture, Hetty challenged norms, lending to cities when men faltered. Her eccentricities, carrying revolvers, eating cold oatmeal, were practical, per Slack, born of a need to protect her wealth in a predatory world. Her story endures because it questions wealth's purpose, a theme resonant in today's economic debates. Hetty Green, the Witch of Wall Street, is a vibrant relic of the Gilded Age, her eccentric empire a testament to genius, resilience, and mystery. Whether a financial titan, guarded recluse, or tragic miser, her legend endures, her frugality and fortune sparking questions about wealth and identity. Explore weird New England or visit New Bedford's Howland House to feel her legacy, but respect private sites. Have you found a trace of Hetty's world or pondered her solitary choices? Share your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more Northeast legends. Stay curious and tread carefully through the Gilded Age of shadows. Thanks for watching.